Hi, I'm Scott Sheldon, and welcome to this episode of Winegazer. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're making our second foray into the ongoing experimentation with the Social Cam app on the iPad. That's right, we're filming the entire episode on the iPad today, just mixing it up, having some fun, changing some things around, keeping it fresh. That's what we're trying to do here in Winegazer. So today we're looking at the Paso Robles region. We're going to look at two different blends coming from that area. And to me, Paso Robles is just a thrilling and exciting wine-producing region. Up until like 10 or 15 years ago, it was regarded as like the wild frontier of winemaking. Not so much so now. I mean, they have their share of like trendy restaurants and boutique shops, but there's great wineries and tasting rooms. And if you've already done like the whole Sonoma Napa thing, it's really a great little trip, fun to walk around and check things out, and a lot of quality juice being produced there. So I highly recommend you check it out. And so we're going to start with a white blend coming from Tablas Creek. It's a 2011 Pétillant de Tablas Blanc is their name for this blend, and it's comprised of 45% Grenache Blanc, 34% Viognier, 18% Roussanne, 3% Marsanne. Rolls in at $20 suggested retail and 13.5% alcohol. Both wines have been open for several hours. They're at room temperature, just trying to draw out some aromatics and see what we can see. So it's interesting, this project, it's a joint venture between Robert Haas here in the States and the Perrin family of France, who you may know from their Chateau de Bucasso label, world-renowned wine. And so this partnership started in 1985. By 1989, they purchased 120 acres in the Las Tablas region of Paso Robles. And they picked this region because of its similar characteristics to Châteauneuf-du-Pape in France. It has like a real rocky terrain, similar climate, and also similar soil, like very rich in minerality, and that's what really drove them to this site. So very interesting to find what this wine's going to bring to the table. And you know, it's going to be tough because I'll tell you, there are a lot of great Southern Rhone wines being made in France right around the $15 price point that, you know, bring a lot of quality. So very interesting to see how this blend from Cali, from Paso Robles, stacks up against their French counterpart. Let's give it a pour. So you have to excuse if I'm looking down, looking around. I'm trying to get the angles right, trying to make sure that I'm showing you what, you know, I can with the iPad app here. So the color is coming off on a medium straw color. You have like a hint of rose actually, which is interesting because right now rose gold is kind of like the rage in women's jewelry. You just have a tint of it. It's not that dark, barely noticeable, but that is like a big thing right now, rose gold. So kind of intriguing. Let's give it a smell. Nice crushed rock minerality on the nose, and very tropical also. Nice tropical fruits, a little pineapple, a little kiwi coming through. Yeah, you got some stone fruits, you got some white peach, you got a little apricot. Very nice, very nice. A lot of aromatics coming through from the Viognier. Oh yeah, like some nice tart green apple, and then just a little kiss of like white rose petal. Very, very nice. Let's give it a taste. Well, this wine has really great acidity. Is the first thing that I would say about it, and it's very lively on the palate, and you know, it's medium bodied. It could be a little heavier for my liking on the palate, but nice flavors of fruit. Again, you know, you have those similar tropical and stone fruit flavors. You have peaches and apricots and pineapple. Really nice. And you know, it's nice, the mid palate, it's there. You know, it's a little weak, but it's definitely still there. It hasn't totally faded out, you know, like some wines in this price point, you know, tend to do at times. Yeah, and I really like the zingy, lemony, like creaminess also that this wine is bringing. I'm going 2.5 stars. I think that if you searched, you could find something cheaper that's just as good, or if not better, coming from the Rhone Valley. However, coming from California, I think this wine brings tremendous QPR. It's definitely bringing quality for the price, and I would recommend seeking it out. It'd be great with fish, shellfish. It'd be awesome with curry, I think, grilled vegetables, salads. Um, a really good picnic wine, a fun food wine, and I recommend it. A good job to Tablas Creek, and let's move on to wine number two. So, wine number two, we got a red blend coming from the folks at Epoch Estate Winery. We have a 2009 estate blend. Custom label, courtesy of my Vino Temp cellar. Had a little condensation problem. But 2009 blend coming in at $40, a 60% Syrah, 19% Grenache, 9% Tempranillo, 8% Zinfandel, 4% Mourvèdre. And Jordan Fiorentini is the winemaker. Justin Smith from Saxum fame is the consulting winemaker on the project. And very nice label. Let's give it a pour. Yeah, so Justin Smith, if you recognize that name, from Saxum. He had the Wine of the Year 2010 Wine Spectator with his James Barry Vineyard 2007 Syrah. Actually had a chance to meet him briefly at the Hospice du Rhone festival where he was pouring 3 of his wines. He was just hanging out in his white t-shirt, had magnums of all the wines, no label on the wine, just like a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 written on the bottle so you could tell which was what. And it was really cool to be able to, just talk to him for a minute and taste the wines. And one of the fun things about that festival is I would say like 80% of the people pouring the wine at Hospice du Rhone, at least when I went, were the actual winemakers, not just people from the tasting room, but the actual winemakers themselves. So it's great to get nerdy and ask some questions on, all that kind of thing. So take a look at the color. It's extremely dark, 15.3% alcohol. It's staining the glass big time, but it's a dark ruby color. I don't know if that's coming through at all from your guys' vantage point. Let's give it a smell. Yeah, a lot of great dark fruit jumping off. You got blackberries and black cherries. Very lush, very ripe, very juicy. Not like, this isn't dried fruit. This is fresh, overripe fruit we're talking about. Wonderful dried leather component, some great baking spices, you have some cinnamon and nutmeg coming through, really intriguing. Let's give it some more. And there's a savoriness, a gaminess to this aroma, to this bouquet that's just lovely. It has like a beef jerky, peppery component. It's a little bit dusty. You got a little bit of like dried tobacco leaf. Really, really intriguing on the nose. I really like what's going on. This is, to me, the kind of wine where I can just sit and just, sip it, keep smelling the nose, and really enjoying it. It's one of the fun things with wine when the bouquet on a wine is so diverse. You can just keep putting your nose in and smelling different things. It's really amazing that all these things just come from grapes. So let's give it a taste. A lot of nice, rich, dark fruit, again, coming through on the palate. The tannins are pretty aggressive. It's a 2009. This wine is still pretty young, though. I had this bottle open, I don't know, for 4 hours now. And I probably should have decanted it. I didn't, but it's been open for at least 4 hours. And it's definitely, it needs some time. I think it needs, a year or two still to mellow out. But I think it's really, really well made. It's just a tad bit young. There's a great dry cherry component that I'm really enjoying. There's a tremendous length to this wine, and the mid palate is very strong, and there's very good acidity. This wine will definitely age for another 10 years easily. And again, it has a a salty, savory component on the palate that is just gorgeous. Reminds me kind of some of the Northern Rhone Syrah wines. Wow. Let's give it one more taste. Nice dark plums, and just a real nice silkiness about it too on the mouth. I'm going 3.5 stars. Be a great wine if you want to pair it up with some grilled duck, some grilled lamb, a burger, some steak, even some barbecued ahi. I think would go really well. Even some spicy food, maybe not real spicy, but some mild to medium spicy Indian or Mexican food would be good with this wine. And, some hard cheeses, some aged cheeses would also be a really great pairing. Yeah, so 2.5 stars, Tablas Creek, 3.5 on the Epoch Estate blend. And you want to check these people out online, tablascreek.com, epochwines.com. And again, don't forget about Paso Robles. Check out that area. A lot of fun stuff happening. And I'd like to hear your feedback on this whole social cam experimentation with the app on the iPad. Just having fun. And I want to say thank you for tuning in, to checking out the show. Hope I compelled you to maybe pick up a wine from Paso Robles this weekend, give it a test drive. So until next time, cheers.